I'm your host, Megan Duma, and I'm here today at a beautiful mansion in Rancho Santa Fe, California. It literally is gorgeous. It looks like Caesar's Palace from Las Vegas behind me. Well, today we're going to learn a very cool lesson from a friend and teacher of mine, Pete Anderson. Pete was actually my teacher at Miracosta Community College when I took my first vineyard management class. And today, Pete is going to teach us how to prune wine vines. What I'd like to start with is, can you kind of show us what we're looking at here? Kind of give us the anatomy of the vine, if you will. This is the cordon wire right here?
Because this is the cordon.
Okay, so these things are called the cordons.
That's correct.
And then the cordon wire, it just kind of holds them there, make sure that they...
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And they have this into it's called a bilateral because you've got one on either side of the trunk. Right. And then they're doing spur pruning.
Okay, now when you say spur, you pointed to...
This is a spur, this part right here.
All right.
That's it. So previous year, they had gone and pruned that off and left one bud right here. That bud, after pruning, like this year we were doing this, and this was not on here, and we had pruned this off here. At this year, in the springtime, we would have a bud burst right here, and a new shoot would be coming out. So this is what happened last year.
All right.
They pruned in the winter, late winter, and then the new shoot came in the spring.
All right, excellent. So let's back it up. I know we're going to talk about pruning, but can you tell us what's the importance of pruning, and what is pruning?
Pruning is the simple definition. It's just removal of vegetative growth.
Okay,
that's basically.
I think that makes sense.
But the purpose is to do several things. One of them is to produce the best berry that you possibly can do, and that's the matter of making the vine balanced.
Okay.
In other words, you have to balance the vegetative growth and the fruit.
Okay.
So
that's for the removal of vegetative growth, you said.
Correct.
Okay, so we've got that part. We're removing vegetative growth. Now, if it's a plant, why do we want to take away the vegetative growth? I think that would make it better.
Well, there's that balance again.
Okay.
You have to balance the growth to the fruit.
Okay.
Now, if this particular vine came out and had 15 pounds of grapes, clusters on it of grapes, then with this much vegetative growth, you're going to say, well, this is not balanced, because then he would taste the berries. He would measure the brix, which is the sugar content, the titratable acidity, which is the acid content, and look at the pH of the juice also. Look at all those things there and say, oh, wait a minute now, my sugars were going up to 26, 27, and my acid was still up at 0.8 or 1.0, which is much too high for a red grape there. So then you would have to say, okay, something's going wrong here. I'm getting too much cover here, and this is now forming like an umbrella. Right. This is called the canopy. Okay. So the canopy has to be open enough where your sunlight is going to be able to be on the clusters, on the fruit clusters. The berries need some ultraviolet light. Getting back to actually what we would cut. So this we know is a cane, right? Because it's brown. Correct. And it's going to eventually have spurs coming out of it. Correct. That are green. Correct. And those spurs, once they turn brown, will be canes. That's exactly right. Okay, so controlling the vine, training the vine is all done with pruners. Are those pruners? That's the pruner. That's not magic. That's pruners. I bought some today. I went to Home Depot and got a pair. I also got pink gardening gloves. There we have a basil bud. That's the basil bud. Don't count it. Nope, not counting it. That's a non-count bud. Here's one here. Here's one here. Here's one here. And we'll do 1, 2. That's 3 is enough. So normally, if you're going to do spur pruning like this now, it's thick enough, this cane here. So if we came in and pruned, we would probably prune it right up here above the second bud. Okay, so don't count that one. No. Count 1, count 2, and then you cut. Cut, and that would be your spur pruned vine. Okay, that's great. So you have to understand first where you are, what you're growing, and probably learn from experience too. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I couldn't come in and tell you. I'd have to have been involved with the harvest of looking at the vines when they were growing, etc. A lot of things before I could say, oh, this is what you need to do. That makes a lot of sense. Pete, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Pete and I had so much fun making this video for you. Please let me know where to send the information, and you'll be up to date with our next video. Thanks for joining us today. I had a great time. See ya.